an Israeli intelligence operation infiltrated the supply chain, embedded explosive material in devices disguised as ordinary communication kit, and then detonated them remotely in what Amnesty called a sinister dystopian nightmare. Initially, Israel wouldn't formally confirm responsibility, but by later in the year, the Israeli Prime Minister himself, Benjamin Netanyahu, of course, publicly acknowledged that Israel had carried out the operation. And once that admission was on the record, a line had been crossed that cannot be uncrossed. Because what that operation did, aside from maiming and killing, was permanently contaminate global assumptions about the neutrality of Israeli-linked electronics. It proved beyond speculation that Israel is willing to weaponize everyday devices in covert ways and to use supply chain access not just for surveillance, but for bodily harm. When human rights groups say this may amount to a war crime, they're not being dramatic, are they? They're looking at the law of armed conflict and the specific targeting of people via disguised explosives embedded in objects that have no outward military signature. And when an Israeli intelligence figure then brags in public about having manipulated equipment and planted all over the world, it's not exactly a confidence-building measure, is it? You can't on the one hand celebrate the sophistication of your covert sabotage of electronics, and on the other expect civilians in a besieged territory to treat your smartphone shipments as benign. And that's why the latest allegations coming out of Gaza about phones exploding in people's hands, carried by independent Palestinian and regional outlets, picked up by other independent media as well, and other commentators here in the UK too, are being taken seriously on the ground, even though they have not been touched by the big Western news brands. The mainstream media have given it a wide berth. Local reporting cites at least 2 cases of new smartphones detonating shortly after Gazans tried to use them, and people are explicitly linking these incidents to the memory of the pager attacks in Lebanon, because of course they're going to. The crucial point here is not that we can sit outside the strip and prove every detail right now. We can't, and we should be honest about that. The point is that Gazans are reacting to a very recent, very real precedent. When you've watched one type of Israeli-linked device explode across a neighbouring country, and then a wave of similar devices starts appearing in your own besieged territory, suspicion is not going to be a conspiracy theory, is it? It's pattern recognition.